All right, guys. Thanks for being a part of this live broadcast again. Then it is the Champions League. Go Rush with me here again once more. We had a fabulous time out here together yesterday, and it's definitely going to be another interesting outing together on today's games. The UEFA Champions League highlighted by that a big one. It's going to be a Barcelona against our reigning champions, Paris Saint-Germain.
Vitinha was looking to drop. Nuno Mendes was...
And it promises to be another interesting one. I can see Manchester City against Monaco. Players are getting onto the pitch right now. I'll be reading out the lineup from the teams for you in a moment. Just still trying to set up the other games that we would be watching for you today. A couple of injuries for Paris Saint-Germain, which makes this one a slightly not what a lot of fans were looking forward to. But a good news is Lamine Yamal starts for Barcelona tonight. And Arsenal are also in action against Olympiacos. Those are our flagship games we are watching for you guys this lovely afternoon. What should we expect from these games then, guys? A couple of ex-Premier League players lining up for Monaco in this one. Kickoff just moments away from across the various grounds. Bayer Leverkusen against PSV, Dortmund against Athletic Club, Napoli take on a Sporting CP, and a Villarreal are up against Juventus. And then early today, it was a good outing for Newcastle United, a 4-0 away at a Union Saint-Gilloise. Anthony Gordon, 2 goals from the penalty spot, and a new striker, Nick Votamada, got them to a flying start, and Harvey Barnes rounded off at the goals for Newcastle there. So a really emphatic, convincing win for them. But let's go to a pick of the pack today and take a look at the starting lineup for both teams. Joan Garcia is unavailable for this one for Barcelona, so Wojciech Szczesny starts in goal for Barcelona. Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Paul Kubasi, and Gerard Martin make up the defense for Barca. And then you look at the midfield, Frankie de Jong and Pedri. Lamine Yamal returns following that injury. Dani Olmo, Marcus Rashford. His 2 goals against Newcastle United, he starts. And Ferran Torres is preferred ahead of Robert Lewandowski. And then for the reigning European champions, Lucas Chevalier, the new acquisition during the summer that replaced Gianluigi Donnarumma, starts in goal. William Pacho and Ilya Zabayi. Marquinhos is unavailable for this one due to injury. And Nuno Mendes at left back. Ashraf Hakimi at right back. Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and João Neves, the ever-present midfielder for Paris Saint-Germain. Bradley Bakola and Sane Mayulu Ibrahim Mbaye in a very unfamiliar front three for Paris Saint-Germain. Are still no space. Desiree Doué still out injured. So too is world's best player Ousmane Dembele. Marquinhos is injured. So too is Kvaratskhelia. 4 key players for Paris Saint-Germain are not available for this game. Well, we wait and see how Paris Saint-Germain would cope for this game. And of course, the referee is English ref Michael Oliver. Hopefully there is no controversy then in this one, because English referees always known for their controversies. So the first choice of front three for Paris Saint-Germain are missing in this game. Desiree Doué, Kvaratskhelia, and Ousmane Dembele not available for selection due to injury. So off we go. Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. Games up and running all across the grounds from Europe. Arsenal at home at the Emirates against Olympiacos. Still, we wait for the kickoff there in Italy. Napoli against Sporting. This should be an interesting watch between Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain, the European champions. Quite unfortunate that some of the big stars for Paris Saint-Germain are not available today.
One thing that this is something I really want to sit down and talk to you guys about.
And lovely bit of skill from Lamine Yamal there. Lamine Yamal, number 2, came a second in the Ballon d'Or rankings. And that was a whisker away from Arsenal to take the lead. Gabriel Martinelli. Mendes against Lamine Yamal should be an interesting watch. Hansi Flick now in his second season into his Barcelona reign. So still goalless all across the grounds. Luis Enrique, our best coach in the world, according to the Ballon d'Or awards. And look at that darting run from Luis Amais Skelly. Definitely, Martinelli should be doing better there. It should be Arsenal in the lead already. First, a foray of attack for PSG, but comfortable for Wojciech Szczesny in goal. Remember, he was called out of retirement last year and was a number one all through last season. But this season it's been Jean Garcia who's injured for today's game. He brings a lot of experience to the side. Wojciech Szczesny. Marc-Andre ter Stegen still out. Seems like he's been out like forever now. Ter Stegen. I'm talking about goalkeepers. Gianluigi Donnarumma starting goal once more. He is firmly now Manchester City's number one ahead of James Trafford. And why not? He is the best goalkeeper in the world currently. And a couple of former Premier League stars for Monaco against Manchester City tonight. Eric Dier in defense for them. Nuno Mendes does well there against Lamine Yamal. It's a shame. We all thought we would see Paul Pogba in action today against Manchester City. For those who haven't seen him in action for ages now. But he's unavailable today because of a lack of fitness. And Josko Vardiol and Ruben Dias continue their partnership. Pep Guardiola seems to have found his winning team right now. John Stones at right back, Nico O'Reilly and Rodri the pivot in the midfield. Jeremy Doku, Tijani Reinders, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, and the best striker by a mile in the world, Erling Haaland, leads the line once more. So it's been early a dominance in possession for Manchester City as expected, but still no goal there in France, just as every other venue. Omo, he's been given away there dangerously, but lucky for them there. Danger finally averted. Ashraf Hakimi still going, and it will be a corner to Paris Saint-Germain. That's very unlike Hakimi. It's not a lot of height. Oh! An early chance for Zabayi, their new signing from Bournemouth. And Arsenal have the first goal across all the matches are going on currently. And what a beautiful goal that was, a two from Martinelli. A tap in the end for Gabriel Martinelli, who had a really great chance early on, but has now made up for that a miss. Really lovely center forward play from Victor Gyökeres, and great awareness by Martinelli to continue his run and follow up on the ball, eventually tapping into an empty net. So it is Arsenal 1, Olympiacos 0. Wonderful pass there. Lovely done. What a block by Zabayi. Incredible stop. And yeah, while that was going on, Manchester City just got a goal as well. So it is Man City 1, AS and Monaco 0. And who else? Who else? Goodness me. These guys make scoring goals look easy. What a clinical finish. What a finish. What a goal from Erling Haaland. I mean, these guys are just a different on a different level to other players. to other strikers. Erling Haaland, Harry Kane. They make it look so simple. Wow. And then while that was going on, there was a block by Zabayi with Barcelona through on goal. Ferran Torres thought he was putting that into an empty net, haven't beaten the goalkeeper. But what a block by Zabayi. Incredible. So it remains a goalless there. But Villarreal have also taken the lead against Juventus. Villarreal are 1-0 up against Italian giants, the old lady of Turin, Juventus. 1-0 there in Spain. So the Yellow Submarines are in front. And AS Monaco have leveled against Manchester City against the run of play. How did that happen, guys? Let's watch the replay here. Beautiful goal. No goalkeeper in the world is saving that. What a beautiful, beautiful goal. That was absolutely out of this world. And boom, we have a goal in Spain. It is Barcelona who have it. Barcelona 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0. Goodness me, God help me to keep up with all these games. I was still watching the replay from the Monaco City game. What a strike. Incredible stuff. To be able to put enough power behind that ball and get his angle right to beat the best goalkeeper in the world. You need something special to beat a goalkeeper in the stature of Donnarumma, and we just saw that from Ateze there. So let's come back to the Barcelona goal then. What a pass. It was a well worked goal. It was an exquisite passing from Barcelona there, with Ferran Torres doing the rest for Barcelona. So it is Barcelona 1, European champions 0. And that was a very careless pass from Vitinha, quite unlike him, giving the ball away carelessly. And what a pass. What a pass from Marcus Rashford. All it needed was just a simple touch. And Ferran Torres did the rest. So it is a Barcelona 1, So it is a Ferran Torres with his fifth goal of the season. And anguish on the face of that a Monaco player who is being taken out. And now Paris Saint-Germain would have to do it the hard way if they must win this game. Of course, they won their first game. They strode Fabian Ruiz finds Nuno Mendes. And Mendes tries to find a crossfit a pass to Hakimi. Ruiz. Neatly done there. But Kunde gets his back to Wojciech Szczesny. It's always a really fun watching Hansi Flick's team. Always promises plenty of goals. Barcelona has scored in 45 straight games now. Ooh. How did he get that horribly wrong? He was true on goal there, Bacola. That is the difference between a top players and average ones. And wow, Kunde. Kunde finds Pedri. Ooh. Deflected behind for a corner kick to Barcelona. Adoku to Rodri. It's good to see Rodri getting some minutes together under his belt. And following that long spell out, and Borussia Dortmund also have a goal. Borussia Dortmund a lead against Athletic Bilbao 1-0. And Svensson got the goal for them through an assist from Karim Adeyemi. Mayolo trying to take one from outside the box. Now that was a potential penalty check, but that check is now complete. Nothing further doing there. It was just a coming together. Whew. Reinders coming pretty close for Manchester City. And a free kick. Paris Saint-Germain have a free kick, a chance to whip a 1-in. They still trail 1-0 against Barcelona, the reigning European champions. And Arsenal still lead a 1-0 against Olympiacos, the Greek outfit. Still goalless out there in Italy. Napoli against a Sporting. Nicely done, and another fabulous save from Chesney. Goes out for another corner kick to Paris Saint-Germain. Whipped in by Ashraf Hakimi. That was Paris Saint-Germain's first attempt on target the whole game. Whew. That was a late challenge on Pedri. Nicely done by Rashford. And Victor Gyökeres, whoo, that was some chance for Arsenal to make it a 2-0. If you are just joining us, earlier results in games are concluded. It was a Karabakh FK 2, FC Copenhagen 0, and a Newcastle United. Really great afternoon for them. 4-0 away at Union Saint-Gilloise. Nick Votamada, Anthony Gordon, and Javi Barnes with the goals there. Wonderful run there by Nuno Mendes. And he draws a yellow card from Frankie de Jong, the Barcelona captain for the night. Lovely passer from Odegaard as he released Victor Gyökeres. But good defending in the end from Olympiacos. Keeps the scoreline at 1-0 for now. So plenty of options for Mikel Arteta now to choose from, with Eberechi Eze on the bench, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka all arrested for the game, and Ricardo Calafiori, Julian Timber all on the bench. Kai Havertz, Nani Madueke, Piero Hincapié, and Gabriel Jesus still out injured. And Vitinha stands over this Paris Saint-Germain free kick. It was a bit of a ping-pong melee in the Barcelona box. Vitinha takes it away. Ooh. Great intention, but execution just a little off there from Vitinha. Lovely done by Lamine Yamal, but it's out for a throwing to Paris Saint-Germain. The young man shakes his head. Nuno Mendes. Zabai. PSG have really come settled pretty well in the game since going down to that Ferran Torres' goal. Rashford. Zabai does well. Nicely done. Zai Emery. Oh, of course, we all knew something was gonna be off about this Paris Saint-Germain team tonight. Yeah, inexperienced and forward. And we are back level, guys. We are back level. Paris Saint-Germain, Sonny Mayulu just puts Paris Saint-Germain level. It is a 1-1. And also, Napoli are in front in Italy against Sporting CP. Kevin De Bruyne for Rasmus Højlund. The Manchester United reject puts Napoli in front. And it's Sanema Yulu who also puts PSG back level against Barcelona. So Barca will have to do it all over again now. And it was really, really a beautiful run there from it was a beautiful, beautiful run from Nuno Mendes. So it's one apiece there. Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona, the reigning European champions, without a four of their key players at level against Barcelona. It's really, really a lovely finish from the young star. Finished that with an accomplished aplomb, like a seasoned striker. I'm sure that will do his confidence a lot of good in the absence of Ousmane Dembele. He is the man with the focus in attack for PSG. And and that was a short pass by Chesney. And Barca now under the ropes. Fabian Ruiz. And I think that opportunity may have gone. Hakimi. And Conde does well to find Yamal. Really good pressing this from Paris Saint-Germain and forces Barcelona to play the ball out of touch. This is Bakula. Bradley Bakula skies it. Another wasted chance for Paris Saint-Germain. Barcelona will really be thanking their stars that PSG's front three are not available for this one. They could easily be down by 3 goals now already. Woo! Another great chance comes to Bakula. How many of these chances are PSG gonna spawn in this first half? That was another chance I wasted. And I think the goal has really given a PSG a boost. And boom, that man again, Erling Haaland, has done it for Manchester City. 2-1 against AS and Monaco. You don't give him all that space and chance, he's going to kill you. And he has done it again. He just can't stop scoring, these guys. Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane, Erling Haaland. Lovely interchange of play leading to the goal. Ah, goodness me. All you have to do is just supply him the ball and he buries it. It was a complete mismatch against the center back there. Look at the jump, look at the leap. And to still be able to generate that much power on the header. And Rashford again for Barcelona. That was a brilliant run by Rashford. Look at the body, the feinting there. And Monaco now are piling up the pressure. All right, now we've hit halftime. In Italy, Napoli won, Sporting CP 0. Borussia Dortmund 1, Athletic Club 0. And goalless out there in Germany, Bayer Leverkusen against PSV Eindhoven. Barcelona 1-1 against Paris Saint-Germain. Arsenal 1-0 against Olympiacos. Villarreal 1, Juventus 0. And Manchester City lead away at AS Monaco. All right, it's halftime then across all the grounds. Another 50 minutes to catch our breath before we resume for the second half. I must say it's been a really, really enjoyable watch. The games. Maybe not so much for goals as we saw yesterday in the games. But the games have been fun to watch. Ferran Torres was the goal for Barcelona, and a teenage sensation, Sonny Majulu, pulls Paris Saint-Germain back to make it a 1-1. All right, stick with me then. We'll be back for the second half, guys. Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to this live broadcast from across Europe of the Champions League. A goal rush with me. We saw some incredible games or goals in the first half, and two results concluded earlier. Newcastle United a 4. What a result for them against Union Saint-Gilloise. And now we are back for the second half action from across Europe in the games. Borussia Dortmund against Athletic Club is underway already. So too is a Villarreal against a Juventus, and Arsenal against Olympiacos will get on the way shortly. Flagship game for you, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain. Still a 1-1 there. So stick with us as we take you to all the grounds and bring you all the updates as they happen. So then we are on the way again. Manchester City 2-1 up. Erling Haaland with both goals. So no surprises there. But PSG, so it is Paris Saint-Germain who forced their way to a 1-1 draw in the first half. The reigning European champions without four of their key players. So are we going to see some more goals go first, like we saw in the games yesterday? A really good pressing from Barcelona. Pedri to Rashford, who has had an impressive evening for Marcus Rashford. And Borussia Dortmund have just doubled their scoreline there against Athletic Club. Will be there shortly. And Villarreal have been pegged back by Juventus as well early on in this second half. So it is a 1-1 there and 2-0 to Borussia Dortmund. So it seems the goals are coming in pretty fast. This early second half. So Juventus won, Villarreal won out there in Spain. A beautiful goal there by Gatti in the 49th minute, just 4 minutes after the restart. And for Borussia Dortmund, it is Akani Chukwemeka who doubled the lead for them, assisted by Girassi. Very sure Arsenal will be very disappointed. They still haven't been able to increase the tally so far. But I'm sure we're going to see some of the big boys at some stage in the second half, especially Eberechi Eze, Declan Rice, and Bukayo Saka. Jokeres, that was just a little bit overhit there by Martinelli. Pedri Tukunde finds Yamal, who tries to turn. Lost out there to Rodri. O'Reilly for Manchester City. Back to Rodri. And now Tijani Reinders finds Bernardo Silva. Stones. Mbaye does really, really well there. It's just that little, that final moment, that final touch, that telling moment that is lacking from this young Paris Saint-Germain forwards tonight. They should really, really be in front already. A lovely from Phil Foden, and Reinders tries to tee up Erling Haaland. Nuno Mendes. Lovely pass out to Bacola. And lovely save by Chesney. And it's a raft of a series of attacks from Paris Saint-Germain. Nicely done. Woo! What a miss. How did he miss that? Florian Balogun. Really, really huge chance this for a Monaco to level against Manchester City. And he's completely missed it. So it stays 2-1 then to Manchester City. And Juventus are in front in Spain against Villarreal. They have come from behind to lead against the Yellow Submarine of Villarreal. Consensao with the goal. Mayulu. And it's Garcia who deflects to a corner kick for Paris Saint-Germain. Nuno Mendes are still pulling the strings for Paris Saint-Germain. Luis Enrique is animated on the touchline. Rashford, and he gets a corner for the home team. Reinders for Manchester City, headed away. Bernardo Silva, Foden, Rodri loses out there, and this is a great chance now for a counter attack. And Rodri gets in the book. And Dani Olmo will collect a yellow card as he breaks the Paris Saint-Germain counter-attack there. Reinders finds a Jeremy Doku now. And it is as expected. Ben White is off. Julian Timber is in, and so too is Declan Rice for Arsenal. As the Gunners try to increase their tally in the game because they are still living dangerously with a slim 1-goal lead. Ooh, what a save by Donnarumma. That is what he was brought for. What a lovely, lovely save. Mbaye. And Rashford gives it away. Bakola for PSG. Mayulu. Uh, Monaco showing some a real strength here as they try to force the issue against Man City. This another chance. Just couldn't keep his efforts down, and it's a goal kick to Manchester City. A really good spell then for Monaco that time, including that beautiful save by Gianluigi Donnarumma. And Pep decides Adoku and Rodri have done enough. Savinho and Nico Gonzalez would come on to replace them. And Barcelona now have a free kick in a very promising position. Barcelona players asking for a second yellow card to Nuno Mendes, but the referee's having none of that. It's definitely a foul, but a second yellow card would be too harsh. That was definitely lenient from Michael Oliver. I'm sure Nuno Mendes' heart would have been pounding there because a second yellow card. What a block on the line! Wow. Heroic block by Ashraf Hakimi. That was a definitely heading. Wow. And it's another free kick to Barcelona. Marcus Rashford that time. Definitely having a good game today, Marcus Rashford. Rashford whips it in, and Chevalier will punch it away. So it still stays a 1-1. Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. And Bayer Leverkusen now are in front against PSV Eindhoven and Athletic Bilbao. I've also halved the deficit against Borussia Dortmund. Lovely done there by Hakimi. Mendes, who is on the yellow card and will. Oh, I thought Olympiacos for a moment there are level against Arsenal, but the flag is up. Oh, he just went a fraction too early there. And what a stop initially by David Raya. But he wouldn't can because yes, Ridwan Baki. Rashford is having some really good game tonight. All right, guys. Thank you. I see you guys. Rayan, Arian. How are you guys doing? Our greatest of crazy. What's up? What's up, guys? Nuno Mendes for PSG. Arsenal, I must say, have been far from convincing tonight. And Sporting are level against Napoli there in Italy. So Sporting are back a level, really beautiful catch by David Araya. That was beautiful. Odegaard. Rashford with a lovely pass. That was a similar pass for the goal in the first in the first half. And PSV also have a level against Bayer Leverkusen. Pedri. All right, guys, I thank you for joining me on this live broadcast. It is our Champions League action all across Europe with me here on Goal Line, a Goal Rush. It is a touchline, a frenzy. I see you, my friend, and it happened. Gano underscore 459 5A.E underscore E. Faster 2711. Prince underscore TD75. Thank you, big bro, for being a part of this one. Then Ariola Labi. I see you. R4 KHAA209. Thank you for being a part of this live broadcast with me. From wherever you're watching, I see you, Emmanuel Anderson, Danny Val, William Teo, Marcos 70. I see you all. Thank you for being a part of this one with me. This Champions League ties all across Europe. Carrasco, Arturo P. Case, Ibrahim Madia, Varo, David Cortez, Xavier, William, and Yos Landry. I'm sorry, guys. I really can't call everyone from wherever you're watching. Around 3,000 of you. But I appreciate you all for sticking with me on this Go Rush in the Champions League. Woo! That was so unfortunate from Tijani Reinders. What a huge, huge chance to put some daylight between Manchester City and AS Monaco. And earlier, Newcastle United a 4. Union Saint-Gilloise a 0. some injury concerns for Arsenal. You can see Christian Mosquera uh, might be coming on here. I think a bit of concern. That was a lovely save by the goalkeeper there from Erling Haaland. And I think it was David Raya colliding with his defender Gabriel as he attempts to catch that ball. So precautionary then for Mikel Arteta. Gabriel is off. Christian Mosquera, who has been a really decent signing from Valencia for just £15 million, enters the fray. Arsenal still hanging on by a thread at the Emirates. 1-0 to them, and Manchester City 2-1 against AS Monaco. Still no goals in this second half then against in the game. PSG FC Barcelona. So it is as we were in the first half, 1-1. But it has been some really enjoyable moments in the game, or games, I should say. And we saw some decent results in the Champions League yesterday, in case you missed it. Real Madrid 5, Kairat Almaty, the debutants in the competition, a nil. Kylian Mbappe with a hat-trick there. Atletico Madrid 5-1 over Eintracht Frankfurt. Antoine Griezmann with his 200 goals for excellent defending there by Pau Kubasi. Vitinha still gliding past. Woo! Ferran Torres, I would have to be very careful there as he goes diving in. And Tottenham fought back from 2 goals down to draw 2-2 against Bodo Glimt. Chelsea, a slim 1-0 win over Benfica in Jose Mourinho's return to Stamford Bridge. And Galatasaray defeated Liverpool 1-0. Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen with the only goal. Inter defeated Slavia Prague 3-0, and Olympic Marseille 4-0 over Ajax. And Bayern Munich away at Pafos FC 5-1. Harry Kane with another brace, which took his tally for the season to 19 goals in just 11 games. What a beast of a striker. Now has 4 goals in 2 games in the Champions League. Ooh. That's a yellow card for Rice for high starts. Look at the players coming on for Paris Saint-Germain. It shows the injuries coming fast, really thick for them. And giving away Lewandowski to Lamine Yamal. I'm a little bit surprised why Hansi Flick took off Marcus Rashford, who was having a beautiful, beautiful evening. And it's a Champions League debut for this young man, Quentin Njantu, who replaces Brady Bacola. And Aleka in is in for Sani Majulu. I would have thought Hansi Flick would leave Marcus Rashford on the pitch as he tries to play him alongside Robert Lewandowski. Jesse Bold 93. Thank you for joining this live broadcast then. And now Napoli are in front again. And it is Erasmus Højlund. That same combination. Kevin De Bruyne. So Rasmus Højlund puts Napoli in front against Sporting. Juventus still 2-1 up against Villarreal. And Borussia Dortmund now 3-1 up against Athletic Bilbao. Sergio Guirassy with the third goal. Bayer Leverkusen 1, PSV Eindhoven 1. Still 1-1 here. Paris Saint-Germain PSG. And Arsenal still lead by slim a 1-goal lead. Woo! What a strike from Aleka in from the bench. Hoo. Wow, I thought that was in. Wojciech Szczesny well beaten. And in this late stage, it's looking like Paris Saint-Germain, the more likely of the two teams to get a winning goal. And now Monaco are piling up the pressure as they try to find an equalizer against Manchester City. Are we going to see late drama in some of these games? Hakimi faces one in, takes a deflection off Balde for a corner kick at Paris Saint-Germain. And Olympiacos. Whew, what a save from David Raya there. Fingertip save. All right, we are into the 89, 88, and 87 minutes in some of the games. Are we in for some a late drama? And it's a comfortable save in the end for Chesney. And right now, I must say, Barcelona are all over the place. Been completely outplayed by PSG. And it's a deflection. Chesney again to the rescue. It is all PSG now at the moment. Barca creating their own problem. But can Paris Saint-Germain capitalize late on here? Ooh. There is a penalty incident currently going on at the Manchester City Monaco game. It's a little bit of chaos going on there. And Villarreal are back a level 2-2 against Juventus. Monaco may have been gifted. You can see the Manchester City bench, the goalkeeping coach there, trying to go over the potential penalty taker and show Donnarumma where perhaps and that's a poor free kick by Ferran Torres' standard. And now Lekan A with a chance to break for Paris Saint-Germain. What a heavy touch. All hand on deck now for Barcelona. And AS Monaco are level 2-2 against Manchester City. And Paris Saint-Germain also have taken the lead against Barcelona. We've been saying it, that, it's been coming. It's been coming. We are going to go there in a moment to see what really happened there. Still watching this Manchester City game. And Borussia Dortmund, it is a 4-1 there. Borussia Dortmund against Athletic Club. 4-1 now to the German side. And Julian Brown with the 4th goal. And still Villarreal 2, Juventus 2, Napoli 2, Sporting 1. And it was Gonzalo Ramos who got the goal for Paris Saint-Germain, and Eric Dyer, a former Tottenham man, with the penalty there for AS Monaco against Manchester City to level things at 2-2. That was an awful goal to concede. And Arsenal also are 2 up. Finally, Arsenal made sure of the point. Bukayo Saka, we said it, that we will see him at some point. And some lazy goalkeeping by the goalkeeper there. And Lamine Yamal goes into the referee's Michael Oliver's book. And so Arsenal 2-0 against Olympiacos. Bukayo Saka with the 2nd goal. All right. This is why we love the Champions League. This is why we love football. Late drama. We said it. And it's been Paris Saint-Germain. Wow. And it is a full time there. Paris Saint-Germain have beaten Barcelona at home at 2-1. I must say this is a really shocking result from a Barcelona's point of view, because of a lot of players not available for Paris Saint-Germain. Their front 3 completely unavailable for this one. And they still went to Spain to beat a Barcelona. And so it is over there at Bayer Leverkusen as well. 1-1 it finished against PSV Eindhoven, and Borussia Dortmund have beaten Atletico Bilbao 4-1 as well. Napoli with Erasmus Højlund and Kevin De Bruyne combining to beat a Sporting 2-1. Villarreal 2, Juventus 2. Arsenal 2, Olympiacos 0. And still we play in the game against Manchester City and Monaco. That should be wrapped up any moment from now. So Barcelona beaten by this young Paris Saint-Germain side. A lot of Barcelona fans will find this hard to stomach. Luis Enrique with a couple of substitutions as PSG pushed on for a late winner, and then they got it. I must say Hansi Flick made some shocking decision to take out Marcus Rashford in the game. He was a thorn in the flesh of PSG all night, and then he took him off and his team collapsed. And what a frantic end to the AS Monaco Manchester City game, as both teams searched on for a win. And it is a full time from there as well now. Manchester City 2, Monaco 2. Erling Haaland with both goals. So Barcelona beaten at home by European champions. So Luis Enrique now have maximum 6 points from their 2 games. Really well worked goal for Barcelona's opening goal. But Nuno Mendes orchestrating things for PSG. They set up Sene Mayulu for the equalizer. And then the winner came in the 90th plus a minute. Achraf Hakimi setting up Gonzalo Ramos for the winner out there in Spain. So Luis Enrique returns to his former side to help them in the Champions League. So it is Gonzalo Ramos' a 3rd goal from the bench this season. Also, Paris Saint-Germain joined the league of teams to have won their first opening 2 games in the Champions League so far. And what an elite team they find themselves with a Karabakh FK, the only surprise package amongst the top 6 teams who maintain a perfect record in this Champions League so far. Bayern Munich top the pile on 6 points from 2 games, followed by Real Madrid, and then Paris Saint-Germain now join them in 3rd position. Inter Milan also on 6 points. Arsenal on 6 points, and a Karabakh FK also on 6 points in 6th position. Borussia Dortmund at 7th on 4. Manchester City is also on 4 points, and Tottenham also on 4 points. And the result condemns Barcelona to a 16th position on the table then. on just a 3 points from their opening 2 games in the Champions League. Still a marathon, still a lot of games to play before the automatic qualification spot will be taken before the knockout playoffs. But for now, Barcelona find themselves 16th, just ahead of Liverpool in 17th position. 2 of this season's favorites to win the competition are 16th and 17th. All right, so it was an eventful evening for Paris Saint-Germain in Spain. Senema Yulo and Gonzalo Ramos condemned Barcelona to their first defeat in Europe this season. All right, and what about results from the other games then today? Karabakh FK 2-0 against FC Copenhagen, and Newcastle away at Union Saint-Gilloise put 4 past them. Nick Voltemada, Anthony Gordon, and Harvey Barnes with the goal. Manchester City 2-2 it finished in France against AS Monaco. Erling Haaland getting both goals for them, and Arsenal 2-0 over Olympiacos. Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka for them. And our flagship game for today, Barcelona losing 2-1 at home to Paris Saint-Germain. Bayer Leverkusen 1-1 against PSV Eindhoven. Borussia Dortmund routed Athletic Club 4-1. Napoli 2-1 over Sporting CP. Rasmus Højlund. Manchester United a flop with both goals. And it was a Villarreal 2. Juventus 2. All right then, guys, thank you for being a part of this live broadcast with me. For all of you who joined me, it was a really another interesting, fun day. I see you. Michael Ulysses 200, the realist, Jesse Bold. Thank you all for being a part of this one, and all my friends who joined this live broadcast with me today. It was an amazing day. And hopefully, I'll see you again tomorrow in the Europa League, or perhaps at the weekend with the leagues across Europe. All right, thank you. I remain your boy, Mayor Kess, and I'll see you again soon. Have a wonderful, lovely day ahead, guys.